It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas and sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. It is Friday, September 12th. I'm your host, Gabrielle Gardner.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tamika Cartwright, and happy Friday to all of you.
Yes, you made it. You made it to the weekend. Another week. Congratulations. How's this Friday feeling for you, Tammy?
You know what? It's a good Friday, but I mean, there's so many sad things happening in the news, right? I feel like every time you turn the news on, there's something, and we're like, oh my gosh, are we here? Really? Like, this is what's happening in the world? You know, but anyway, I mean, you know, we continue, right? We continue, we move on, we put one foot in front of the other and just continue to live life, right?
Absolutely. I think when you have, like, this has been a hard week all around. We've seen just a lot of, I guess, negative public discourse and negative public behavior, really. But I think that these experiences teach us to take stock of what's important in life, to keep our loved ones close, and then to be very mindful about how we treat each other, especially people who see the world differently from us.
Exactly.
So, extremely important.
Yeah, and I think everyone's into the full swing of school now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the school shoes are not new anymore. You know what I mean? They got some dust on them. The kids have been playing in them.
I've actually heard people are already getting sick.
Really?
My cousin's son, I'm like, oh, how is school going? She's like, he's home after like 3
I know,
days.
3 days of school.
So
That's
the
what
back
happens.
to school bugs, they are out
there.
out and about. But I guess that's all part of the experience.
There you go.
Speaking of experience, we've got a great Abaco Business Outlook taking place on Thursday, September 18th at the Abaco Beach Resort. Registration is $150 in person, $120 for students, and $70 for virtual attendance. Register today at tclevents.com or call 322-1000. Like I said, we've got a great show in store for you today. We're going to be talking to the Bahamas Chess Federation about their recent experience at the Chess Olympiad, and we're going to hear all about the Logos Hope Floating Book Fair.
That sounds exciting. And we'll also be discussing a historical milestone for the Bahamas compulsory pilotage. And in our focus on education, we're going to be hearing how the Department of Education is making learning inclusive. But before all that, let's take a look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tammy, and good morning, Bahamas. Your first look at the weather at sunrise. We have a frontal boundary over Grand Bahama and Abaco this morning, and that's triggering pockets of showers and thunderstorms. Weak high pressure across the remainder of the islands, so they look pretty good this morning with a couple of showers, mainly during the afternoon hours. So today, mostly cloudy, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas, mix of sun and clouds with 20% chance of showers and a possible thunderstorm over the central and southeastern islands. Here, high temperature 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, we look at mostly cloudy skies with 30% chance of nighttime showers and thunderstorms to the northwest Bahamas, partly cloudy with a 10% chance of few showers, maybe likely thunderstorm popping up over the central and southeastern islands. Here, low going at 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 87 to 77. In Jamaica 91 and 72. In Trinidad 89 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 91 and 76. Across North America, Atlanta 86 and 63. In Boston 68 and 48. In Miami 87 and 76. Dallas, Texas 97 and 72. And Toronto, Canada, the cold spot 22 and 15. As usual weekend, that frontal boundary will affect the northwest Bahamas for the most part of the weekend, with showers and thunderstorms popping up from time to time. Central southeastern islands going to look at partly sunny, hot and humid with a couple of afternoon showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Though temperature daytime will be around the 90-degree mark. At nighttime, upper 70s. You'll still experience those heat index of the lower hundreds. That puts a wrap on your first look at the weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Tammy.
Thanks, Godfrey. On September 1st, the Bahamas made maritime history. For the first time ever, cruise ships calling at private island destinations and ports must be guided and trained by Bahamian maritime pilots. Here to discuss this further are Captain Lester Roach, Director of Independent Maritime Services, and Captain Yuri Butler, Vice President of the Bahamas Elite Maritime Company. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Excellent.
All right.
Great.
Some exciting news here. So let's just get started. What does compulsory pilotage mean, and why is this such an important milestone for the Bahamas?
You want to take that, Yuri, or should I?
You can start. Let's go ahead.
Well, compulsory pilotage means that every ship coming to an island in the Bahamas has to take a pilot to bring them in safely into that particular port. It's such a big thing because although the law has been on the books for 60 years now, it hasn't been enforced the way it should have been from the beginning. But now we thank the government for finally enforcing the law. It's really great for the industry because it's opened up the industry for a lot more people to get involved. A lot of young people that are way in school now, coming back, have a lot more opportunities to get into the industry. Before it was just a small thing, but now it's really expanded. So we really thank the government for what they've done, enforcing the law and bringing this to pass.
So what did it look like before then, before this law? What did it look like?
It was still, they only had a partial enforcement on a few places, so there wasn't that much room for new people to get into the industry. But now it's really great. It has allowed us to expand. Our particular company has already hired additional 6 persons, and that's 6 different families now that have a good income coming in because of this move.
And do you find that there are a lot of Bahamians that are interested in this particular field?
Very much so. We've sourced a lot of potential pilots for training, and there are quite a number currently at SUNY, and there are quite a number that have already graduated, but there wasn't opportunities in pilotage, so they took other jobs in the industry. So it gives everybody a chance. It opens up so many more piloting jobs for the younger generation.
Okay.
I'd also like to say before this happened, it was a lack of enough qualified trained pilots to cover all of these private islands. People need to understand the logistical situation that it is. They're not all close to each other. We're spread out. And so we were unable as a professional organization to cover everything. But once we were able to, we presented it to the government, and we were given the burden of proving our case, that we were able to cover everything fully. We did that, and once we did that, we got the full support of the government. I must give Mr. Joe Betkobe a credit, also Assistant Port Controller Commander Byrne Wright, and by extension, Prime Minister Davis, for supporting us fully. And also, they received pushback as expected, but they stood with us and they were Bahamian first.
Okay.
And I must say I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Yes, we really appreciate that.
And so for those individuals that may want to, get into this and get the training, what is it that they have to do? What's the steps? What are the processes? How do they go about doing that?
Our minimum standard of entry is a unlimited tonnage third mate license. To obtain that, you have to take several courses. Majority of them offered by our local institute, LJM. The rest you would have to go off to either a maritime institute or some in Lauderdale, I think it's Star Center or MPT. But they're all attainable. It's not a high barrier entry, just that you need to have certain certifications in order to get started.
Okay.
The rest will be on-job training.
Okay. And you mentioned that, you had to get this into law. I imagine that both of you were very instrumental in that, and I know it could not have been easy. So just tell us about that process.
Well, it's been the law now for the last over 60 years, but we've just been pushing for the government to actually enforce it. But finally, they did, and we appreciate that tremendously. It's been a long process, a lot of back and forth, a lot of calls, a lot of qualifications that needed to be acquired, but it finally was done. And we appreciate the government for doing that for us.
And how do you hope that this will now impact the Bahamian economy?
Our blue economy is developing. It's very more deckhands. By extension, you need mechanics, you need infrastructure on these quays, you need lodging. So it spreads out to all the local communities that we are now in, and by extension, just the amount of jobs that are created just from this one initiative.
Absolutely. And looking ahead, how do you see this shaping the wider economy as it relates to the maritime sector?
Looking ahead of young people that could not get into industry can actually get into industry now. Students away at maritime colleges have something to look forward to come back to. We have already started to inquire about students coming back, starting training as soon as they get out of school now, which was before was not really an option because we didn't have the business to do that.
Yeah. So this is pretty exciting for you all, I can tell.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Just before we close, is there anything else that you want the Bahamian public to know about this?
Go ahead, Yuri.
It's a beautiful day. It's a new day. And like you said, we are very excited. The transition into pilotage has been just about seamless. It's a worldwide recognized institute, and the captains and crew have embraced us, and we are appreciative of it. And we look forward to fostering a better relationship with all industry stakeholders.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, it's been a pleasure speaking to both of you. Congratulations, you've been pushing. It's now enforced. Good luck to both of you and, of course, to the maritime sector here in the country. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having with bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts.
Hurricane preparedness is important, and it's easy to get stressed and anxious. The Bahamas Psychological Association is here to remind you it's okay to feel that way, and to take a moment for yourself and to do what it takes to put your mind at ease. Play games, cook your favorite meal, exercise. And if it helps, reach out to family and friends. It will make a difference. This is a message brought to you by the Bahamas Psychological Association.
The Bahamas Chess Federation recently competed at the World Youth Under-16 Olympiad in Barranquilla, Colombia. Here to tell us all about the competition are Curtis Pride, president of the Bahamas Chess Federation, Danica Roll, Sohan Umesh, and WCM Chica Pride. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Bahamas, and good morning to all our chess lovers and fans and our whole chess community in the Bahamas.
All right, and to our winners, I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself so the audience knows exactly who you are. Can you tell us your name?
My name is Danica Roll. I'm 11 years old and I love to play chess.
My name is Sohan Umesh. I'm 15 years old.
My name is Chica Pride. I'm 14 years old.
All right. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. President. What was it like to have the Bahamas participate in the World Youth Olympiad this year?
That was very exciting for us. Our biggest challenge is always to get a team to these events. Unlike some of the other sports, events like the Youth Olympiad normally happens on the other side of the world, and tickets are very expensive. And it being in Colombia this time gave us an opportunity to get there easier. Mm-hmm. And thanks to BPL coming on and sponsoring us, we were able to take the team. And we believe that we can win as long as we can get there. And so thanks to BPL, we're very happy with how the team performed. And we are still celebrating their success.
So when you think of competitive, and I guess it's chess officially a sport?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so when you think of competitive sports that Bahamians are good at, chess doesn't necessarily hit high on the list in terms of assumption. What do you think that this travel, that this experience at the championship means for chess throughout the Bahamas?
And like I said, the first challenge is getting there. And once our players get there and they sit across the board from opponents all around the world and go play by play, move by move against them, and first last for hours, they start to see that they can compete with the world. Okay, when we're just competing here at home, we don't know that. We always think that perhaps we're not good enough as a small country. Yeah. But our recent participation in these type of tournaments have proven to our players, and it's proving to our whole community, that we are strong enough, we're smart enough, we are strategic enough, and we are skilled on the chessboard. Just as in every other sport, Bahamians are talented. We can win. We just need companies and corporate citizens to give us the opportunity by helping to sponsor us in order for us to provide Bahamians with the opportunity to participate. Yeah.
So important. And I have to ask, I'll start with you, Danica. What was that experience like?
It was very interesting. Like, I never went to Olympia before, so it felt really exciting. So I practiced really hard, and it was an okay tournament.
How did it feel to know that you were competing with people from around the world?
It felt so exciting. Like, I get to meet new people, try new cultures. Very fun.
All right. How about you, Sohan?
So getting the opportunity to go in the first place was a really big thing. Like, you know, it's not every day you just walk into Colombia and like, I'm gonna go to the Olympiad, you know? Yeah. So seeing all the new teams, even like seeing just like something as simple as the city skylines from like a person who's been in Nassau his whole life, you know, it's a new experience, everything. And so it was really a wonderful thing to be able to get to go.
And Chica?
Well, I would say the same as them. It was really fun and interesting to get to see all the countries participating, and yeah.
Do you think after competing at, you know, a prestigious competition like this and being able to hold your own, do you feel more confident as a chess player?
I do, yeah.
All right. Have you gotten, since you've been back, did people who didn't know that you played chess, do they know now? Have you gotten a lot of encouragement? Have you gotten a lot of feedback, maybe from your friends at school?
I say yes and no, but
How about you?
Well, for me, I'd say yes. Overall, there's been a bit more, like a bit more people know, because like there'll be like an Instagram post or two about it, and then everyone keeps tagging me. Well, not everyone, but you get the point. Yeah.
A good amount of people. Okay, so you actually played on board 1 and you earned a rapid rating of 1524. How do you feel about that performance?
I mean, right now, as I'm speaking, I believe there's only 4 people in like the whole country who've attained like a rapid rating. Chica, myself, Kerwin, who's not here unfortunately, and W FIDE Master Paulina Carolina. So like to join a list of like such elite people, it's a good thing, and I'm proud of it.
I love it. And then Chica, you played on board 2 and you reached a rapid rating of 1593. How does that milestone feel for you?
It feels really good to know that I'm one of the people in the entire country to have a rating. So I think that I actually didn't even know that I was getting it. But yeah, I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to get it.
That is absolutely excellent. Okay, President, give us a little recap of the Pan American team event.
Okay, well, shortly before the Youth Olympiad, which was in Colombia, we took a team to the Pan American Championship in Peru. And while we had, well, Sohan wasn't there, but Chica was there and Danica was there, along with a number of other junior chess players. And it was a tough competition, but we had a number of standout performances. And one of those performers was Michael Knowles. Michael, playing in the under-16 category, was able to achieve his first FIDE rating for standard chess of a little over 1,600. I don't remember the exact number, but that's a very good first rating. And so now he joins 24 other active playing Bahamians that have FIDE rating, and that's a big deal. And along with Michael, the other kids performed very well, but Michael was absolutely the best performer at the Pan Am, and that was in Peru. Yes.
So after all of these really impressive, incredible showings by your team, what's next?
Well, we find that chess is such a wonderful sport, and a sport that is so beneficial to the development of our kids and the development of the country, that we want to share it countrywide. And so we're getting ready to roll out a number of scholastic programs. We have a scholastic chess pilot program for schools that is starting at the end of this month. The launch date is the 29th of September. We have a scholastic chess league that launches in November. We have a training program called Night School for adults who want to learn and teach chess in schools to prepare them to be able to do an international certification. And we got a number of other initiatives that are rolling out, all surrounding scholastic chess. The idea is that we want to do our part, along with the Ministry of Education and other stakeholders, to get chess into every classroom, into every community in the Bahamas. And we need your help, Bahamas, with that. Chess is beneficial. I don't need to sell it. The science has proven it, and if you do the research, you will see that it is. Besides, it's fun. It's something positive for our kids to be doing. So join with us.
Absolutely. And I just want to say congratulations once again to each of you. You've done an incredible job, and I'm sure that there's just so much more greatness to come. Thank you for coming on the show and telling us all about it.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
One thing, two things. New thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Focall Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focall is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focall's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focall, fueling growth for people.
Well, it has been a fabulous Friday so far on Bahamas at Sunrise. We've had some incredible discussions so far, and we're so glad that you've stuck with us. I'm Gabrielle Gardner.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tamika Card. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. So how did you feel about the first half of the show?
You know, it was a great first half. It was so nice to hear from the maritime team. You know, they were talking about the fact that, I mean, the pilotage, it's already in the law, but it was just enforcing it. You know what I mean? So kudos to them and their team just for getting that going again. And then you had a great segment with the kids, right?
Yeah.
And chess.
They're doing an excellent job in terms of chess. Chess is not an easy sport to play.
It's
Definitely not an easy sport to win at until they are making a name for the Bahamas.
Yes,
you know,
and chess is so important because it promotes that critical thinking, problem solving, patience as well. So it's a good thing for kids to get into that early.
Definitely. I think it's definitely something you will want to sign your kids up for. As soon as my daughter's ready, off to chess.
There you go.
She will go. We've got more great stuff coming up in the second half of the show. We're going to be talking about the world's largest floating book fair.
Ooh, sounds exciting. And we'll also be hearing about the Department of Education's program on inclusion. But before all of that, let's take a second look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tammy, and good morning, Bahamas. Just a second look at the weather at sunrise. We take a look at the tropics. This morning we do have a tropical wave with some showers and thunderstorms. It's organized this time, moving towards the west, northwest. And over the next 7 days, it has a 40% chance of development, so we're going to keep our eyes on this system as it moves towards the west, northwest over the next several days. Elsewhere, tropical cyclone formation expected during the next 7 days. On the local scene, we have a frontal boundary across Grand Bahama this morning, and that's triggering off pockets of showers and thunderstorms over the Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the Bimini area. One or two drift into Berry Islands at this time. We expect that to drift a little further south, and so will impact New Providence sometime late tonight into tomorrow. In your marine forecast today, those winds light and variable, seas 1 to 3 feet in northwest Bahamas, southeast to south at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Saturday, those will become north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest Bahamas, light and variable, seas less than 3 feet or the central and southeastern islands. Then on Sunday, all the islands, those winds will be light and variable, seas less than 3 feet. But be advising small cross operators be on lookout for gusty winds and higher seas. Locally, those heavier showers or thunderstorms. Yeah, tides. Just had a low tide at 5:37 this morning. Next high tide will be at 2 minutes past midday. Low gain this evening at 6:30. Sunset 7:15 this evening. Rising at 6:55. UV index 8. Your water temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase is now moving towards the last quarter. Yaktan luck. We're going to keep some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, particularly in the northwest and parts of the central Bahamas throughout the weekend. And in the central and southeast now, it looks like partly sunny skies, hot and humid for the most part. The temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s, the low 90s at daytime, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts her up in first look at a second look at the sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Tommy.
Thanks, Godfrey. Hillary Clinton once said, giving every child a chance to reach their full potential is the best work that anyone can do. In today's Focus on Education, we will take a deeper look into how the Department of Education is transforming learning by making learning more inclusive. Joining us today is Dr. Dwayne Higgins, Assistant Director of Education, Student Development, and Ian Mora, Principal for Program Shore. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
All right, I get excited when I hear about inclusion as a former teacher myself. So why don't you just tell us, Mr. Higgins, how does the Student Development section support inclusive learning?
Yes, and you know what is important is for us to define what inclusion is in this context. In this context, we're talking about the students who aren't functioning in a conventional school setting. So the Department of Education, through successive ministers of education, they have created programs, initiatives that would address whether it's student behavior, with Program Shore for boys, TAPS, which would be for girls, Genesis and Grand Bahama, which is the equivalent of Program Shore over there. But we also have the programs like PACE, which is for teen mothers, and then also those who may have criminal situations with the Penn Pratt initiative. So the Department of Education is addressing, that it's that catchment group of students.
Okay, and so what does inclusion look like for those students then in these different organizations?
Right. Within those environments, for example, and we're going to speak a little more about Program Shore, this would be the initiative which is for boys, the boys whose behavior would have caused them to be removed from the conventional school. For example, a CR Walker or an AF Adley, they're not functioning so well, so they're redirected into these programs, smaller numbers, a different type of programming. What we're moving towards now is a more therapeutic brand, where not only are we looking at numeracy and literacy, but we're looking at anger management, we're looking at character building, we're looking at general things like that seek to better understand why students are behaving the way they are, and then to address those.
And I think that is so important, because when we see these behaviors, sometimes the first thing that we want to do is just sort of ostracize these kids, put them out of the classroom, you know what I mean? But the fact that, there is always something, there's always something that's causing this behavior. So I think that that's so important. What do you find are some of the challenges that these students are facing? Like, what do you see that sort of comes up quite regularly for you?
Yeah, what I want to say first is that for non-education practitioners, sometimes people think that education is a destination. But for those of us who practice education, we know that it's a journey. And a lot of these kids who may have gone through a lot of traumatic experiences in their childhood, You know, they manifest a lot of these behaviors in schools. So whether we have environments where students are being abused, whether they suffer neglect, whether they have had losses in their lives, it shows up a lot of times in terms of maybe that defiance, maybe the not being able to socialize with other peers, or the adults having not been, maybe them not being taught properly to begin with, because we have a lot of younger parents who may not have been parented properly to begin with. So a lot of those behaviors, you know, they show up at school, and then they have to be addressed.
Okay, and then Program Shore, just tell us a little bit about Program Shore.
Well, Program Shore has been around since 1992, and we've seen a number of young men over time. It's been an evolution, and as we learn, we try to develop the program, and that's where we are now. So what we do there is the students come in, first they are assessed. There's the psychological services department that's a part of it, because there's the surface issues and then there are those underlying issues. We have to have an understanding of the whole picture to be able to get through to the young man. And so over the years we've been able to create an environment that they are able, we can't say that we can force them to change, because nobody can change, but we try to do everything possible to get them to see the value in developing themselves, which would eventually create change.
Okay, and I understand that Program Shore has been rebranded. So what's different this time around?
Well, in previous years, we were heavily academic. There was a counselor who was in the mix of it, but now the program is more centered around counseling, and we also have a psychologist on board, so that if there are other issues that counselor is unable, or the team is unable to deal with, because really at Program Shore, from the janitress to the principal, we are all counselors. So if there's anything that team can't handle, then we have the backup of both student development and the psychologist.
Okay, and you said for Program Shore it's only males, right?
Right.
Okay, what are the ages?
13 to 16 in general. However, in our environment, there are always exceptions that we have to accommodate. But in general, 13 to 16.
Okay. Do you find that once the students, I mean, how does it work? Like, do they go through the program and then they're back into the regular classroom? Or what happens after that?
Well, because it's student-centered, we have to do what is best for the student. For the majority of them, especially those who are 15 and below, the only option for them is to return to the school with more coping skills. However, we do find that there are older ones among them who sending them back to school is pretty much setting up for failure for the school and for them. Program SURE actually stands for Success Ultimately Reassures Everyone. So success is our ultimate goal. So sometimes we have to go the alternative route. Luckily now we are in an environment where there are a plethora of programs. BTVI with their dual enrollment, where students can be in school and still be in BTVI. My own daughter is a part of that program, and they work with students who may not have gotten what they should have gotten in school. So they're very accommodating. You also have the NTA, which is another opportunity. So we try to develop relationships with these alternative institutions, because it's really about creating a path to success. If people know where they want to go and they can see where they want to go and they have the support, their chance of getting there is much more increased.
I love that. And you talked about, I mean, the S, the success, right?
Right.
So tell us about the success rate for the program. Any success stories?
Well, I could tell you, we have a lot.
Okay.
Even though it might not seem so, we have a lot. Just yesterday, we were at the suicide prevention seminar. A gentleman who we met there, he's a clinical nurse. He was once a student of Program SURE. He was given a chance to interact with the students. One of the gentlemen who works along with our Prime Minister, he is a past Program SURE student. We have a gentleman who works in an offshore bank in the IT department. He is a Program SURE student. We have a number of entrepreneurs out there who are program shore students. And I'm glad you brought that up so that I can make an appeal to all of those past program shore students. Please come and pay us a visit and pay it forward. You don't need to have money, just time. Come and pay it forward and see how we've grown, because you are part of our family.
Yeah, I think that that is so important, and it's wonderful just to hear those success stories. And sometimes, you know, it just takes pulling an individual aside and working with them, believing in them, and I think you all are absolutely doing that. So what can the wider public do? How can we help? Other than, of course, the appeal to those individuals, what else can we do to support?
Yeah, one of the things that we're looking for corporate Bahamas as well, because like Mr. Morris said, the older kids who you want to transition possibly into the workforce, those opportunities are necessary. We also need parents. Parents to understand, especially if your child is being directed to Program Shore or to any of the other alternative programs. We want them to understand that everything that we do in those programs is intended to cause that young person to become a better version of themselves. So there's no negativity. They're not going to become worse because they came through our program. In fact, we're giving them the tools so that they can become better. So we need greater support on that end. And then the wider community, just to understand. Mr. Mora and his team, they have a really good agriculture program as well. The opportunities that are going to come up for where items are being sold and so forth, those are the things that we really need the wider public to really support in.
Yeah, well, I can just hear the benefit that this program can have, you know, being able to pull the kids and have that one-on-one support. But for individuals that may have a bit of a stigma, or that may think that there's some sort of a stigma attached to being in a program like this, what do you say to help clarify that?
Yeah, and one of the things that we had for this cohort that entered this same semester, we had the parents come down, and in fact we had one of the students who should be transitioning back to school the same semester. He was able to share. He was able to let parents know what they do at the school, the opportunities, the certifications, the other activities with the therapeutic approach now in terms of all the counseling, all of the group sessions, so forth. We're able to share that so that persons understand that you may come through Program Shore, but the benefits far outweigh everything else.
That's awesome. So for anyone that wants to get in touch with you, where do we go? Website? Anything?
Well, we are on Facebook.
Okay, so we can
Program
find you
Shore
there.
is there, you know, it's social media.
Okay,
but we do have an email, shoreprogram17@gmail.com.
Awesome.
Our numbers are 341-2959, 341-2958. But the best way to the best way to get in contact with us is come down and see what we're doing.
That's
I
awesome.
promise you, you ain't gonna want to leave.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, it's been such a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing.
And thank you.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Be sure to check out Program Shore. We'll be right back.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
At Sunshine Medical Center, expert care meets a personal touch. We offer fast, high-quality radiology services from ultrasounds and x-rays to biopsies, with results ready within 24 hours and stat reporting available. Our orthopedic specialists provide expert consultations for joint care and sports injuries with surgical guidance when you need it most. We combine cutting-edge technology with a caring team because your health deserves accuracy, attention, and compassion. Sunshine Medical Center, a ray of hope in healthcare. Book your appointment today.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Welcome back. The Logos Hope, the world's largest floating book fair, is coming to the Bahamas with thousands of books on board, exciting events, and a strong mission of outreach and service. It promises to be a special experience for visitors of all ages. Joining me now are Rana, project manager, and Jossie project coordinator of the Logos Hope. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Good morning, Deborah.
All right, so tell us all about the Logos Hope.
Well, I can start. Logos Hope is the world's largest floating book fair. It is recorded by the Guinness Book of World Records. And Logos Hope is special and unique in terms of its operation. It is operated by volunteers who come from 65 different countries. So it's basically like a global village. It's like a small village in itself. And the Logos Hope is the world's largest floating book fair, as I said. It has variety of books, 5,000 different book titles. You have books for all age groups, kids, adults, arts, craft, cooking, you name it. And so, yeah, we just offer a lot of cultural diversity as well, a lot of community outreach programs, and all such different things.
So for those who aren't familiar, what is a floating book fair?
So a floating book fair is basically, we have a visitor deck where we invite people to come on board. We go from port to port, from country to country, sharing knowledge, help, and hope. And the knowledge we can share through these books, exactly. So when people come on board, they come first into this book fair area. So they are surrounded by 5,000 different titles, like Ruchir mentioned. And yeah, they can just browse through. And because it's a ship, it's a very unique way to have a bookstore on board a ship. So, and then after the book fair, we have a cafe area where visitors then can have a coffee, an ice cream, or popcorn, and just enjoy some quality time with their friends and family. But as well, we have our own ship crew there who like to chat and just interact. And we love to hear stories from visitors, but as well share our own story. We all have a very unique story, so that is what we're doing. But it is not a one-way street. We as well go on shore and we go explore the culture. We see the country that we're going to. And yeah, we do a lot of outreaches like you mentioned in the beginning.
It's so important. If somebody, let's speak to the mission behind this experience, because it is the Logos Hope. So what is the hope that you are bringing, and how are you bringing that hope?
So as a ship, we have visited over 150 countries, over 500 ports. And the mission is to share knowledge, help, and hope. And how we do that, how we fulfill our mission is, of course, knowledge is a portion where our book fair comes in play. We partner with a lot of different organizations. For an instance, in Nassau, we are partnering with the Ministry of Education. We are going to have school programs where they will be the students coming on the ship, experiencing this book fair, opening books, maybe just smelling the book and, getting that affection towards a hard copy of a book. We share help in the communities that we go to. Our volunteers love to connect with organizations who are like-minded in terms of community development, and then we come alongside different projects. For an example, we do orphanage painting projects, or come alongside an organization and do beach cleanups, or just those kind of initiatives where we can help the community in a very tangible way. And then the hope that we share is more of understanding of that we are one people, we are humans, and we need to love one another. There is hope that we have experienced personally from God, who loves us and who cares for us. And because we have experienced this hope, we also want to share it with the people that we go to. So we do that through our stories, through just a smile that we can, and spend some time with the people of that country.
That is excellent. And I actually do remember, I believe that the Logos Hope has come here a few times before. And I did get to experience that. I believe I was in high school, and I actually bought a book, I think, while I was there. And so it is an incredible experience. It's extremely unique. So when exactly is the boat here, and how long? How long is it in Nassau? How long is it in Freeport?
So the ship is coming first to Freeport on the 18th of September. So it's almost, so it's very like a week away from going to Freeport. And then it's going to stay until the 1st of October. On the 2nd of October, it's coming here to Nassau, and then it's going to stay until the 19th of October. So during this time, we're going to be open to public. People can come and visit us at the cruise port, and it's going to be, a time where, so we have everyday openings from 10 to 10. During the day, except for Sunday and Monday, it's going to be open from 1 o'clock till 10 o'clock. And then on Wednesdays, we are going to be closed.
Okay.
But the rest of the days, we're very happy to welcome as many people as would like to come and visit us. And
Is there a cost for coming on board?
Yeah, there will be a small entrance fee of $2. That will be only for people. So minors under 12 years don't have to have free entrance, and anyone above 12 has that entrance, and then above 65 is going to be free as well.
Awesome. So you mentioned, of course, there is the experience of coming on board, as well as you're going to be coming off the boat to ensure or to engage with our community and to provide certain experiences. If people want to be aware of where you're going to be, or when they can get on board, just like you mentioned, is there a social media handle that they can follow, or how can they get more information?
We do have social media platforms available right now. We are on Facebook by the name of Logos Hope Nassau, and on Instagram as well, we have Logos Hope Nassau Official. So those are our social media platforms to reach out to us.
Okay. That's the perfect way to stay updated. And just before we close, I guess tell everybody, it sounds peculiar. I know that I went and I enjoyed it as a student, but for those who are considering bringing their families, why is this an incredible experience?
I think as soon as you come on the ship, first thing you will see is a smile from one of our crew members who will warmly welcome you on the ship. And as you come on the ship, as I said, we have variety of titles and souvenirs and books for everyone. No matter what age you are, no matter what gender you are. And you can come as a family, as friend group as well, because we also have international cafe where you can always spend some time, have conversations. Our crew will be there in the cafe to connect with you, to sit down with you, share a cup of coffee, share stories, their experience of life on board. And so we believe that this is more than just a book fair. Therefore, when you come on the ship, you can experience not just the book fair, but beyond it, be part of our community outreach programs, the events that will happen on the ship. We will have a few events that we are hosting. One of it is One Voice Concert. It's a gospel concert happening on the 5th of October. And then we also have a cultural fair happening on the 18th of October. Both of them are free events. You can come with your family, with your friends, and experience that.
I think there's so much to look forward to. I can't wait till the boat arrives. So much exciting things to happen. Thank you for coming on and telling us all about it.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Hey family, step into sophistication at Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. There you find a wide array of colorful, elegant fashion for ladies. Shop brand name clothing and shoes such as McDougall, Bashley Mishka, Sam Elderman, Jeffrey Campbell, and Jessica Simpson. We've got you covered for the office, date night, red carpet events, and more. Also check out our stunning accessories. That's Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
That's going to do it here for us on Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope you had a wonderful time and enjoyed this show. We had so many wonderful things going on. I feel like there was a lot of learning, a lot of educational things happening, right? We've got the floating bookstore that's going to be happening, so exciting. We've got the Maritime team. They're also doing their thing. So for individuals interested in that, you can check out the Maritime program as well. And then inclusion. Inclusion is such a big deal in education. So hats off to the team out there at Program Shore. So wonderful, wonderful weekend, hopefully, right?
This is definitely the episode to get your mind sharp and focused.
There you go. There you go. Enjoy. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back on Monday.